We now join ITV News for live coverage of Tony Blair's speech as he prepares to step down from power.
Good morning. We're on the air for a special ITV News programme, and an historic programme at that. In the next few minutes, after a decade in Downing Street, Tony Blair will announce the details of his resignation as Labour leader and therefore as Prime Minister. He'll remain in charge until a successor, now almost certainly Gordon Brown, is decided on in the next 7 weeks or so. Tony Blair is effectively working out his notice, but then he'll be gone. Stay with us, you're watching History in the Making. It's been a fast-moving day already. At 9:30 this morning, Tony Blair left Downing Street with Cherie after a cabinet meeting where he told ministers of his precise plans and Gordon Brown praised him to the rafters. At 9:50, he boarded a plane from RAF Northolt in London. The destination, his Sedgefield constituency. The plane took off at exactly 10 o'clock and we're told he was still writing his speech whilst he was in the air. Touchdown at Teesside, 10:45. And from there, the Blairs then made the short car journey to his constituency. He arrived at Trimdon Labour Club at 11:23 to, as you can see, a rapturous reception. These pictures earlier, he is now inside the hall waiting to mount the rostrum and make that crucial announcement in a few moments. We are live at Trimdon Labour Club. This is the village where Tony Blair was adopted first as a candidate, where he announced his intention to stand as leader of the party, and where today he has chosen to draw a line under that remarkable 10-year period as Prime Minister, 13-year period as leader of the Labour Party. Inside the Labour Party headquarters at Trimdon, it's a club. There's a bar at the back. There are people who've been here and taken tea and taken beer with Tony Blair, a bright, young, promising prospect back in the 80s, and then a Prime Minister who could bring heads of state here. Now, stay with us, don't change channels, because we'll have everything that you need to know right here on ITV. Our correspondents are across the country, ready to bring you all of the news events as they happen live. Our senior correspondent, James Mates, is in Trimdon, and I'll have up-to-the-minute reaction there. At Downing Street, our chief political correspondent, Daisy McAndrew, political correspondent Libby Vina will be in Westminster as MPs digest and discuss the departure. And Steve Scott is in Birmingham with a special panel of guests who have their own personal reasons for remembering the 10 years of Tony Blair. Among them, the mother of one girl who became a victim of Britain's deadly gun culture and the father of a soldier killed in Iraq. We'll have reaction from Mr Blair's friends and foes, his colleagues and his rivals. Here in the studio with me, former Transport Secretary Stephen Byers. I think we can put him in the friend category. And giving his first TV interview anywhere today is Alastair Campbell, the architect of Blair's phenomenal rise to power and his election successes, but also a man who played a big part in the invasion of Iraq, the Prime Minister's defining moment.
And we're now leaving our colleagues at the ITV newsroom to rejoin this afternoon's schedule here on UTV.